One of the best things you can do is find a good yoga practice that is just for you, especially for beginners. Hello YouTube, and welcome back to Snatural Remedies. My name is Summer Martin, and you know what it is. I am back with another great video. This week's video is going to be about my favorite beginner's yoga practice. Let's face it, when it comes to yoga, it can get really sticky, and the best thing for you to do is to find a quick 10-minute yoga practice that's not too stressful, that is not too hard on your body, to get this thing started, because yoga is so important for your health, for your wellness, and for your fitness, especially if you are recovering or fighting any kind of autoimmune illness. So before we get started on this video, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and please don't forget to hit that notification bell, because you know I have some goodies coming down your timeline every week. What are some of the benefits of practicing yoga? It helps manage stress. It helps your body become flexible. It helps you tone and strengthen. I mean, there's so many benefits to yoga. I could just go all day, but trust me, you really want to add this into your physical activities. It's not just about working out, running hard, lifting weights. You have to also kind of give your body some variations when it comes to physical activities, and yoga is the perfect one. When I'm practicing yoga, I realize that my body really reacts to things differently. When you have an autoimmune illness, your joints are different, the way your body stretches feels different, your hips, your flexibility takes a lot longer to achieve. So for me, I really had to learn that when I'm doing my yoga practice, I really have to do some modifications along the way, even a little more modifications than what they normally do in yoga. And that's okay, because over time, I modify what I need to do for my body, and it actually helps it strengthen. And eventually, my body was able to get into those poses and do it in full capacity. But it takes time, you have to be patient, and you have to be willing to do those modifications along the way. They might not look cool, but let me tell you, they are really going to help you out a lot. Since I'm not a certified yoga instructor yet, I follow my favorite influencers on YouTube when I do my yoga practice. The 10-minute beginner yoga video that I love doing is going to be right here in the description box. And it is called Yoga with Cassandra 10-minute beginner's yoga flow. However, I am gonna do some modifications that work best for me, because as you know, with someone who struggles with autoimmune healing, I still have to keep my body and my joints in the right position so that I don't trigger anything. So make sure that when you're doing yoga, you find the right person that works well for you too. That is super important. Now grab your mat, grab your towel, and some water, because we are going to get into this 10-minute beginner's yoga flow. Along the way, I'm also going to talk about the poses that I modify. So you'll hear me actually give you the name of that pose and how I do my modifications. All right, let's jump into some yoga. Child's pose. For child's pose, you want to widen your knees as much as possible to really get comfortable in between your legs. This will relieve pressure off your back and pressure off your knees. Tabletop. For this position, it can feel quite heavy on your wrists. Anytime you're on your wrists in yoga, you really want to hold your body up as much as possible using your abs, using your glutes, and using your thighs. Another thing I like to do in this position is stretch my wrists. And the way I stretch my wrist is I just turn my hand one by one upside down. That allows my wrist to get a little bit of relief while I'm in this pose. And I alternate my left hand and my right hand, one at a time. cat and cow. This is a very easy position, so just take it easy on the inhale and exhale when it comes to stretching your back. Thread the needle. If you feel a little stress on your shoulder, go in and use the hand that's already on the floor to help hold your body up a little in this position. When you press down on the floor and help hold your body up, it actually gives a little bit of relief for your shoulder. Downward facing dog. Another great way to modify this position is kind of walking in place, alternating to the right knee, left knee, giving your hips a nice sway, giving your body a little rest. In this position, I like to bend my knees while I'm holding up my body. This will give a lot of stress off of your wrists and a lot of stress off of your shoulders and arms. Another thing I like to do is to get down on my elbows in this position instead of holding myself up with my hands. This is a great stress reliever for your wrists. Plank pose. The modification I like to do for this position is to get on my knees. It helps take pressure off of my wrist and pressure off of my upper body until my upper strength has built up to hold myself up properly. Baby cobra. In this position, if it is too difficult to lift your upper body and pull back on its own, I like to just go in and put my hands on the ground and push my body back. Until I am strong enough to do it on my own, this is a great modification. Runner's lunge. There are two side twists on this runner's lunge pose. During the side twist, if you can't get your arm all the way up in the air, I like to put my hand on my hip or on my thigh. Pigeon pose. In this pose, you might feel a little bit of pressure on the hips. To relieve this, I try not to go all the way down. Instead of going all the way down on pigeon pose, I'll actually keep my hands in front of me on the ground to hold my upper body up. Until my hips are flexible enough to bring my whole body down, I'll just stay lifted in this position and you still get a nice stretch. At one point, pigeon pose was very difficult for me to get in, so I would modify it with a completely different position. I like to stand and do my forward fold. And in the forward fold position, instead of standing up straight with my legs locked, I like to bend my knees. That way my chest can fold over comfortably on my thighs. Another great modification in forward fold is to rock back and forth, holding your elbows with your hands. This gives great pressure off your back and off your knees. Chaturanga. Instead of hovering my body just over the yoga mat, I go on and lay down. Upward facing dog. I like to modify this by getting on my elbows. If your wrists are not bothered, you can still use your hands to push your body back, but only push back halfway. This will keep the stress off your wrists. Happy baby pose. In this pose, if you're not able to actually grab your feet, you can grab your ankles and even grab your calves. Use your calf muscles to pull your legs back in this pose. Reclined butterfly pose. If this pose hurts your hips too much, feel free to just put your feet out in front of you and just lay there. So that was my video, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this beginner yoga flow. So again, this is a yoga practice, because it takes practice to get there. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and do not forget to hit the notification bells so that you can get that notification down your timeline every time I post a video. Thank you so much for your support. And if you made it to the end of this video, please get into the comment section and give me 3 emojis, 3 yogi emojis, ding, to let me know that you made it all the way through with me and that you guys enjoyed this video. Get out there, stay safe, and have a wonderful, blessed day. Peace, peace, peace.